And here we are. Welcome. You can just call me Stent. Admittedly, this one was a little bit of a suggestion for me to stream, so I did play through it a little bit earlier when I first got the chance to, back before the whole let me just check to see if it's actually looking good on stream, because I'm fairly yep. Okay, it's looking good. Looking good. Welcome one and all to whatever this is. Yes, this was a viewer suggestion, so no idea how this is going to turn out, but I am quite curious because this does look quite nice. Heard plenty of good things about them, these sorts of fan games. Stuff like this and Sonic before and after the sequel. Official release, haven't heard of, haven't realized. Oh, this is a fan game because of the neat visual style. Yes! That's how you can tell it's a fan game, because it actually has a visual style. I mostly decided I wanted to do some more fan games, mostly just asking a question of myself, really, which is, does the Sonic fandom have any actual redeeming qualities? Because as I'm fairly certain, as you would have probably heard me ranting and raving throughout various Sonic streams, I don't exactly think all that highly of the Sonic fan base. Mostly due to their constant, the high school mentality, the constant sort of, victim mindset and elitism, degeneracy. Anyways, let's get into this. Already I'm quite liking the UI here. It really sort of takes me back. It's like the good old Game Boy Advance days. So obviously, let's have a look at options first, real quick. See, what's in the options. Oh yes, window size, full screen, I think. Who could blame you? Yeah, exactly. That's, the worst part, actually, is that I'm not necessarily wrong on these sorts of things. Kinda wish I was, but it doesn't seem to be the case yet. Just, again, did play this a little bit, earlier, just to see what worked. Those two sides of fun, got incredible creators and talented people and little children, both of the literal and man variety. I wonder which side I stand on. One thing which I've noticed, which I'm not the most fond of, is that there doesn't seem to be an option here for Sonic and Tails, just Sonic alone, Tails alone, which, I don't know, it does seem kind of reminiscent of the Game Gear games, but I kind of would like the option of just having Sonic and Tails, like in the Mega Drive games. To be fair, that's a lot of fans, Sonic fans are just very, very, very long-lived. Yeah. Like, even back in the late 2000s, I, heard a lot of horror stories. But yeah, we're just gonna be playing as Ogilvy. Good old Ogilvy. Not sure if I'm gonna be getting all the emeralds this time around. We'll see. We'll see if I have time. Introduced to... Those are some massive birds. It's the Simpsons of fans. Looks like the output has gone up. Yep, and just like with most things, the existence of social media has just made things worse for everybody. Anyways, welcome to, I believe the setting for this is Starfall Island? Not to be confused with the Starfall Islands from Frontiers. It's staged 2022, so I think this came out before Frontiers, but I think a lot of the details were already well known by then. Anyways, in terms of... Look at that, he actually has like a wind-up for the drop dash, just like he does in the OVA. We'll say though, for a fan project, this does certainly feel quite good. It's kind of baffling, which something like this just feels right compared to something like Sonic 4. It's like, you have the official creatives who can't replicate Sonic's physics, and yet here you have this. I mean, pretty sure this was built off of the original games, but that is a massive ring. Extremely inspired by Sonic ATS and BTS, including the Nooghounds as sprite animations. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, welcome to the special stages. I'm not sure how many of these we're actually going to encounter in our time here. Quite an interesting thing. It really sort of reminds me of the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, actually. We're just running along these things trying to gather up rings and just make it to the end in time. Also, look at that animation. It just... There is something really charming about it, to be honest. Just seeing how janky the sprites are on that. And just feel a lot of the animations here from what I've seen. Lots of inspiration from CD here, I'm noticing. Just with the peel out and the twirl that Sonic does whenever he hits a spring. It's the sort of thing that really just makes me feel at home, honestly. It's like seeing stuff like this, I can see why there's so many sort of classic Sonic purists, even back in the 2000s. Just there's so much more flair here compared to especially the more recent games, which, again, I'm pretty sure I'm going to say this a lot. I really want to see what Evening Star can do with a 3D title, considering Penny's big breakout. It gets a thumbs at me because it doesn't... The OG Sonic bonus stage perspective? Yeah! It's like you can actually see what's coming. It's like you have a sense of depth perception. 90s enemies, yeah. That as well I really like. Just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, I'm always sort of a big fan of that sort of 90s enemy vibe. Sort of honestly wondering whether I should sort of lean into it a little bit more in the future. We'll see though, we'll see. There may be something to bring up in terms of suggestions for future streams. For the time being though, I'm fairly certain a lot of these enemies are fairly familiar, at least different takes on already existing enemies we've seen before. Like, I'm fairly certain this one is from CD. At least it looks like something that would have been in CD. Now, that's a sort of weird thing, actually, because fairly certain I've already said this before, but I was never exactly the most fond of CD growing up. I mean, I did play it on Gems Collection, which probably isn't the most optimal way to play Generate CD. I'm getting my games mixed up again. Just been watching a couple of videos about Generations, actually. Oh, look at this! Look at this cool dude in his cool sunglasses. Noticing there's just an awful lot of personality with the bosses as well. I'm willing to bet I'm going to see a lot of personality with a lot of this game in general. Aha! Okay, so somehow managed to avoid going through that without dying once. I kind of got scared there for a little bit, but... there we go. There's no optimal way to play original CD. I mean, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, I still have the Stealth and Taxman port from like 2012, was it? 2011? The one which was used to promote Sonic 4 Episode 2, basically that one. I still have it on my my Steam. I think my let's really love the peel out there. Yeah, I also have it on my 360 as well, and my Retroid. Back before, you know, right before I was gonna get pulled off of the App Store. Managed to get it, but not Sonic 4 Episode 1, unfortunately, which, nothing of value was lost. It is weird, though, because I've never actually played Sonic 4 Episode 2 either. I mean, I heard it was definitely better than Episode 1, but I guess it just, had so much of a poor time with Episode 1 that I just decided not to bother with Episode 2 in the slightest. Just... it's kind of odd, really. Again, I'm fairly certain that's going to be the only Chaos Emerald I get this time around, because, again, I have no idea where to find a lot of them. I think that's one of the other things that's sort of turning me off from playing the classic games as well. Just The idea I'm gonna have to get all the Chaos Emeralds on stream, which is fairly easy to do in Sonic 3, but I've never actually managed to do it in Sonic 2, admittedly. Slight admission there. You can... I'll, send my Sonic fan license in the mail. I'm probably not gonna need it anymore. Stu is trying to play it as a weird Sonic and Tails team game is not Sonic 4. Yeah, I think that's a good way of, putting it. It works best as more Sonic and Tails 3. Mess them up! Whoop that sucker death! Right, I think, with this boss, all you have to do is just hit his fist. Kinda weird that you can't recover from that. I tried playing this boss with Tails earlier, and I thought it was kind of weird that, you could still fly out of his attack and still take damage once you hit the ground. Oh, come on! Like, it feels like you shouldn't be taking damage from that attack, but I guess you just sort of do. Yeah, main figure is just, nowhere I could run there. Yeah, this boss feels particularly kind of, jank, admittedly. Definitely feels as though it could have used a little bit more polish. We'll say though, still really like the sprite work here, just especially that crouch animation, just looks good. Completionist self refuses to play one of these games normally. Exactly. Exactly. I can't do it. It can't be done. I'm sorry, though. Oh. Well, it looks like I win. What the heck was that all about? Eh, well. There we go, there's the capsules again, when we made it in time to where it's not just skeletons inside, like you've probably seen in a fair few sprite parodies. Better boss design with super... I mean, that's not exactly difficult, though. What happens when you design Death Robot before your morning cup of coffee? Well, there it is, looking like something out of Kirby. Alright, may as well just take my sweet time grabbing this. It's a fake! Alright, time to take my sweet time getting the MacGuffin. Alley-oop. Alley-oop. Oh no, who could have seen this coming? Come to daddy. Hey, Tails, you want to do something here, buddy? One of those Eggman's robots, yeah. Yeah, kind of weird that you just didn't do anything there, Tails. Could really use your help there, not go on this massive fetch quest in order to... Well, here's the star, I guess. I really love how Tails looks in this game. He's just a cute little goober. Even if he now has the same fashion sense as Ryan Stiles. I think this is some sort of point in the fandom where they were sort of really messing around with Tails having blue shoes. This reminded of SA1 with running with everyone's hovering. Yeah, I was thinking something similar as well. Just like, hey, he snagged it. I was thinking I'm probably gonna have to go through Adventure 1 again at some point. Probably the GameCube version, actually. You know, since I can. I want to check, actually. Oh, I do have the Super Peel out. Oh, everything is good. It's like all we're really missing here is the double spin attack. But, alright, I stumbled into another one. Yeah, that was a whole fad. Kind of curious as to what happened to that, actually. I mean, I know the blue shoes thing is mostly just, Ray's thing, but Then again, I think most people have completely forgotten about Ray, considering he's likely never going to appear in another game ever again. But that seems still kind of baffling, actually. It's just... we're likely never going to see Ray or Might again, but we are probably going to see Trip, knowing our luck, because, well, she's a girl. Even though we already have, you know, Whisper, Tangle, Surge, Lanolin, Jewel, and, whatever this new Luna villain is. I think that's one of the main things which I've really been having on my mind with regards to the fan base, really. Mostly just, especially with the Western side, because with the whole Luna thing, it really is sort of telling where the priorities of a lot of the creatives lie, unfortunately. There was in that one weird... I'm pretty sure Ray wasn't in a single mobile game, otherwise I probably would have known. Now, Ray was in the arcade game with the trackball, along with Mighty, and then appeared in the comics a couple of times. Mostly in Archie, where he had the blue shoes initially, acting as sort of an apprentice to Mighty, as far as I'm aware. I will admit I'm not exactly the most familiar with Archie. Sonic Blitz. Ah. Alright, that. Which, speaking of which, he has a modern design. Yeah, and they also finally brought back Princess Sally, which, I'm gonna be honest, I thought would never ever happen. I mean, obviously I'm guessing that we're not gonna see anything of, Sally, Nicole, Bunny, or the Freedom Fighters outside of that, but... I don't know, it kind of feels, sort of hollow in a way, because I've been wanting for, like, yonks and yonks for the longest time, just to actually see the Freedom Fighters show up in a game, and now it's just like... that ship has sailed, buddy. I'm perfectly fine with the Archie characters just remaining in Archie, in all honesty, because... as has been made plenty obvious with Flynn's recent run of writing in the series, it's a very different beast compared to the games. And obviously Ian's writing for characters like Sonic, it definitely shows. I mean, I am definitely still more interested in looking into more of Archie than I am with IDW, because obviously, like I said, it's kind of clear where the priorities for the writers lie with IDW. And just completely stifling anything they can do with potential characters because of various quotas for identity, which really just feels like such a passé thing nowadays, doesn't it? It's just super weird. Yeah, I require Bunny. Well, of course you require Bunny. Well, I met some of the initial Freedom Fighters back in at least the SAT-AM days. Bunny was definitely my favorite as well. Oh, hello. It's an Angry Bird. So this is what became of the Rovio merger. Boss fights like this. At least I'm fairly certain it looks like an angry... oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm not 100% completely on familiar terms with all the attack bands here. Just... well, I mean, I do definitely think a lot of... ooh. A lot of the animations are quite cute. It looks cute. What can I say? I agree that Sega needs to loosen the grip. Honestly, I feel that Sega needs to tighten their grip, honestly. Because I feel as though, especially with the priorities of Evan Stanley, of just... and creatives like Evan Stanley, just trying to absolutely just push all this identity stuff, and probably going to be stepping on a few minefields here. Just all this stuff to do with identity and orientation. It feels like that's their priority over telling compelling stories. And you can sort of see that with Luna, where it's like... He's not... Where Evan has to clarify that Luna is not a villain but an antagonist, which... Again, just sort of really feels like you're shooting yourself in the foot there in terms of a creative venture there. Just not allowing your characters to do certain things because of certain guidelines that you set for either yourself or are pushed upon you by your peers, basically. I'm sure there's some people who sort of like that challenge, I'm sure, but again, that's more skilled writers, and I can't help but feel that considering it's not so much, ooh, let me just do this as a challenge, and no, more so, this is my priority as a writer. You're not really gonna get good stories like that, I feel, as we've seen plenty and plenty of times over, like, the past decade. Because we don't want to step on any toes, exactly. Of course, you're free to disagree, that's just how I feel, because I'm fairly certain with how I look. I tend to attract a very certain audience, and if you're... Where am I going, by the way? Again, if you're into that, I can't exactly dissuade you against it, it's just how I feel. That's just... Put it to bed. What is going on? What is going on here? Why would someone who doesn't want to step on any toes be a writer? I guess just for the fame and the popularity that comes with it. Because everybody wants to put their creative juices out into the world, myself included, but perhaps some of us aren't exactly the best suited for such ventures. Just gonna be perfectly honest, just know your strengths, know your weaknesses. And if you do... What am I saying? Ah! Now who's this poser trying to think he can go faster than me? Oh hey, Robotnik. I have a feeling I'm gonna end up just struggling with this boss fight, because... Okay, so that's how you do it. Then you just do that, I think. You just gotta wait for the brown barrels, I think. Going a lot slower than you used to, Robotnik. What's up? I want to be famous and popular, the whole rights for Sonic is absolutely wild. I think that's 100%. Yeah. And I guess it's mostly just because, oh, this characters like Heaven, oh, they have a track record with a fan-beloved fan comic, so I figured... I mean, it's definitely heartwarming that they want to get fans involved with the creative process, but, I sort of feel as though they need to really, dedicate themselves to a vision first, because... I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely certain as to what the overall vision for the current Sonic series is supposed to be outside of promoting the films and trying to make all the money, which, I mean, obviously that's the priority, right? Just trying to make as much money as you can. Well, I admit those are a lot easier to hit than I was anticipating. Red Tag Force is mandated. Yeah, it really just go... Really... That whole, couples thing really just, screams to me, we really want this to be in the series so bad, and this is the only way we can force it in, which, again, series primarily aimed at children. These cutscenes also really remind me a lot of Sonic before the sequel. Except, of course, Tails with his weird shoes. Ah yes, welcome to definitely not Grand Metropolis, with weird poster of Aang that's here for some reason. Mystic Star. Now what I mean? Tails, what are you trying to get at here? I only have one love in my life, Tails, and it's adventure. Just noticed that the chat actually isn't showing. Hold up, hold up. You can tell this is sort of a last minute thing. Hold up. There we go. Now we can all see you. Love how Tails is such a little goober in this game. Yeah, me too. Let me just stretch this out a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think that'll do. I'm on TV. Silly Tails isn't allowed to love anymore. Exactly. She's not a damsel in distress, you know. I'm just thinking I'm probably gonna have to go back through Frontiers at some point. I mean, I finally feel compelled to do so now because we finally have a retranslated mod. Also, kind of find this kind of funny. Just you know, if this was wasn't a kid's game, it would be Sonic just taking a leak. Ah yes, the only thing Sonic is known for: chili dogs. Development aim was to show him stop taking out Sonic and focus on himself. I don't know, I kind of feel that would be a fair bit more boring, to be perfectly honest. I've seen a lot of discourse back and forth, and honestly, I feel it's more sort of a case of not fixing what isn't broken. Because honestly, while she may have been overbearing in stuff like X and 06, honestly, I thought for the most part Amy's been fine. Or at least fine the way she was. Again, pretty sure I've already gone over it in many streams in the past, but still. I feel I have to reiterate that, oh, here we are at the boss already. Who am I fighting this time? Ooh. Guess this is... Not sure what to make of this one, actually. It seems like the sort that you mostly just have to wait, I suppose, in order to actually damage. Whoa, Nelly. Yeah, this seems more like it, more in line with the Superstars boss fight, where you're just waiting for the opportunity to lay damage on him. Ah yes, it's like Ian Flynn designed the stage. Because honestly, in retrospect, it is kind of baffling going back to the rewrites of Sonic Generations, just seeing how much, well, worse a lot of it is. Just deleting so much of the actual plot just to make references is just... It really is just one of those cases where it feels like a lot of me ribbing on Flynn and his writing decisions is quite, in all honesty, justified. Again, just show like the pink-blue palette. Yeah, I'm noticing that too. Ian Flynn City, yeah. Discount District Zone, where we have only the best deals. If you can find a better deal anywhere else, you can kiss my beautiful head. So let's see what's oh, there's another ring here. Finally found another one. Background Easter eggs a bit of him forcing into the plot, at least. Yeah, yeah. Definitely prefer the more, definitely one who prefers the more subtle callbacks, and honestly. Just one of those things where isn't really paid that much attention to, but you see it and you just, you can't help but smile. That sort of thing. Also, yeah, I'm guessing the main thing is just, trying to get through all the laps without, slowing down too much. Yeah, rings equal time, and blue spheres equal speed. It's that sort of ordeal. It feels as though you're really gonna have to be extra precise with a lot of these jumps. I will admit that it is definitely satisfying to pull off. Definitely one of the better special stage experiences I've actually gone through in a Sonic game, in all honesty. I mean, obviously, I'm always someone who loves a bit of Blue Sphere, but honestly, I think I might actually prefer this. This feels more in line with what I'd expect from a Sonic-y thing, as opposed to just, ooh, look at all 3D graphics, which aren't actually 3D. Here it just feels like it's more just aimed for fun rather than being a technological showcase. Honestly, kind of reminds me of F-Zero a little bit, with how it's laid out. Like the original. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we can properly fail this one. I think it only gets properly challenging once we get to the later ones. I mean, yeah, but I think you're gonna be hard-pressed to beat the special stages in Mania, in all honesty. It just gets so much right. Unlike me, who's constantly running into things. I always want to say it constantly gets further away from you as you go, sort of like in Heroes, but I don't know, kind of doesn't feel like the case to me. Like, I could see it there in the distance. I don't know, kind of feel as though I'm not being daring enough going for some of the rings. Come on! Lap 7. It's coming into view. The good old Grey Emerald. Struggle with them, they are fun. Yeah, they are definitely fun. There we go. 3 Chaos Emeralds. Hurrah. Not sure how many other chances we're going to get in order to get all of them, but I will try. I will try nonetheless, and if I fail, then I fail. Maybe I should just go for a casual playthrough of Sonic 2 without getting any of the emeralds, and then just play around with the debug mode afterwards, which is what I used to do as a kid. It's kind of weird. Most of my fun from Sonic 2 actually was just playing in the debug mode. Just completely just breaking the levels with Supersonic, because... Oh yeah, there was a Supersonic special code for that. Also, what are you trying to say here? Trying to promote your new onion rings. Oh no. Panic! Okay, nothing to panic about. You cheap shot. When the emeralds actually look like emeralds and not diamonds. Yeah, that does also remind me of the whole thing in like the older games, where it was heavily implied that there were just multiple sets of Chaos Emeralds. Had that explained to me on stream once. I just found it super interesting, in all honesty. I don't think I'm supposed to be going this way. Well, time for me to get run over by a train constantly. Really, it's just like being in London. Well, I also just like the attempt to include the grind rails here. This feels like a better... It really just feels like a better version of Superstar that even has the rail grinding from Speed Jungle. Oh hey, what's that knucklehead doing here? Police! Panic calm. Alright, mess him up. It's time to mess up Robotnik, who is now working for the Popo. Whoop. How it feels to be in England right now. Average London Underground experience. Yeah, exactly. This is totally like being in London. Alright, anything more from you, Robotnik? Or are you just gonna... Yeah, you're just gonna run off again. Alright, moving on. Oh, that looks nice in the distance over there. It's really just taking me back to like the end of Mania, when you see the Titanic Monarch in the distance. Alright, I guess next level. Well, look at that. We found the first piece of the MacGuffin. The McMuffin. Leave it to me, Tails. Or, you know, you can actually make yourself useful once, because you're the one who can fly. Nick is absolutely the kind that buys a surplus police cruiser and pretends to be a cop to harass people. Yeah, it's just like buying an entire bus just for yourself. And then just driving around town with it, just getting in everybody's way. Because I'm pretty sure that did actually happen in the UK at one point, with the Mayor of London. This was years ago, by the way, like in the 90s. Which I suppose is kind of fitting in all honesty, considering this is a very 90s-esque game. Try not to crap my style, Tails. Oh, look at this thing which I just so happened to conveniently drop. Oh, look, it's definitely... Ah, yes, the Galactic Power Project by Dr. Robotnik. The Chaos Emeralds, the relic from the stars. I'm pretty sure that's the modern version of the Eggman logo, though, isn't it? Yep, just catch the star from the Starfall Islands with this... to start on another wing fortress. And then use its Death Star laser to level cities. Looks as though Robotnik's just making the final order. That Chang's star sprite is dispersion. Yeah, it's like I drew it. Well, that seemed pretty obvious in all honesty. Suppose we may as well get to work. Oh yes, this is have the star piece out in the open where Robotnik can easily grab it. This is something we definitely won't learn when it comes to Sonic Adventure 1. Now you have to leave his PC with a slides of presentation ready to show these evil shareholders. Yeah, this is kind of weird why he has something like this. Anyways, welcome to Boobly Blossom. This level really reminds me of Freedom Planet, I'll just say. At least I'm fairly certain there's a couple of levels like this in Freedom Planet. At least aesthetically, it feels much like that. Also, what is your deal? Oh. Okay, I guess you just die then. I wonder what's over here. Ah, yes, more pipes. Is this the one thing we love in Sonic games? It's pipes. What's over here, I wonder? Okay, this is more of the level. Very Australian-looking trees in the background, I'm just noticing. Maybe that's just me. Also, again, really hoping there's a way for me to just go back and get all the emeralds real quick, just like it was in 3 and K, because something tells me I'm not going to be running into any more giant rings anytime soon. Oh yeah, and we also get the lightning shield in this game, which is a triangle. There's one thing that I do also find charming about this, the fact that the shields all have different shapes. Like here we have the lightning shield, which is just a triangle. I think there's another one which is a square, and another one which is a snow decahedron. Spark that. Oh yeah, I could definitely see a fair bit of Spark in here as well, but then again, I've only ever really played Spark 3, so probably not the best one to ask about that. Then we're closing. Yep, end of the level already. It's a literal glass of water! Oh no, what are we gonna do? Sonic's one weakness is on full display here. The horror. No, not a glass of water, please. With weird boomerang powers, okay. Is that all you got for me, glass of water? Stay hydrated, Sonic! Yeah, that definitely seems like the sort of thing Robotnik would say, in all honesty. Just, taking advantage once again of Sonic's water weakness, which kind of wonder why he doesn't take advantage of that more often, in all honesty, because it's like, everybody knows that Sonic doesn't like water. So surely Robotnik would make more robots which are based around water and spikes. Maybe I'm just thinking about this a bit too much in a meta sense, but the sort of thing just reminds me of that one old Mega Man sketch, Spike Wallman. It's like it's very easy for Wily to try and defeat Mega Man. All he has to do is put spike walls all over the place where there's no room for him to navigate. And it's the same story with good old Sonic here. And Mario and all this. Just most characters who have obstacles which are instant death traps. Just make a... Well, then again, I was going to say make an entire boss that is a crushing hazard, but he already did that in Sonic 1. And then Robotnik blows up a Hydro Dam. The monster! Well, that was a fairly chill level. I think this is as far as I got when I came to first testing this level out, so... Testing this game out, rather. So, we're gonna be up into the areas of the unknown up to now. I wonder what horrors awaits us, and oh boy, more water levels. My absolute favorite in this game. I will admit, in all honesty, a lot of the controversies I've heard around the fanbase, I haven't exactly been in the most Sonic-y mood as of recently, but I feel just as though today, I feel as though I'm starting to get more back into the sort of nostalgic mood, in all honesty, just for a lot of old Sonic stuff. Sonic X in particular, which I know isn't particularly great, but I still enjoy elements of it. It's annoying, really, because it's the one show which is the closest to the setting and the characters established in the games, but the annoying thing is that whilst that is the case, it's also not good. Okay, I guess that's how you deal with those guys. Am I enjoying myself? Yeah. And then again, it's fairly easy to enjoy myself in the hands of the classic Sonic game. It's just... You have to try real hard to get it wrong, in my opinion. And what's over here? Feels as though I just missed something important there. Yeah, still have no idea what's up with these elephant badniks. Guessing it's just a free hit thing, but... I don't know, seems like a bit of a roadblock in all honesty. I'm not sure I'm a fan. But... Yeah, I'm glad too. Glad this is definitely recommended to me. It's a good choice. It was a good choice for recommendation. I'll definitely be open to taking more in the future. Just, don't expect me to stream Sonic Adventure 7 anytime soon. Well, looks like we're at the end of the level already. He's up to his old... Honestly, it feels like half the time he's not even taking himself seriously. Alright, when he's doing his flips, that's when he's invulnerable. Gotcha. Are you done, Robotnik? I'm just waiting for you to make yourself open to damage. Well, what's he doing now? Oh! Ow. Yeah, I think this may be our first death. I say that a lot, and then just, it just doesn't happen. Yep. This is nostalgia janky animation still. Yeah. It's 4Kids' best show. They're removing anything else they made. They did the original dub of the Pokemon anime, man. They did Pokemon, they did Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy behind, a lot of the censoring they did in Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm just gonna come out and say it. Obviously not the most familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! In all honesty, but I definitely think that a lot of the 4Kids dubs, despite how bad some of them might have been, a lot of them were kind of iconic. Well, maybe not the One Piece one. Well, I say that, but everyone remembers the One Piece rap. about FallenStar, there was a sequel in the works of the Moon facility. The team had a falling out and counts unfortunately was released with the final. Oh, that's a shame. I was thinking, oh, you know, this is pretty cool. I wonder if they went on to do anything else, and the answer is obviously no. Oh. Alright, on to second phase. Oh, going about this very slowly. Once again, Robotnik has found my one weakness, which is ability. I feel I have a little bit too much fun with some of these voices and all that state. Oh, this really is just the never-ending nightmare, just waiting for a bubble to show up and it never does. Yeah. Oh, somehow survived that. Excellent. Alright. Come on, Robotnik. Invasion Academy only for playing Matching the Gap. Ooh. So Zero G series in the band episode Yu-Gi-Oh series with the school playing one specific card game. Yeah, I've heard a lot of weird things about Yu-Gi-Oh! Mostly just, the finger guns thing, and, Exodia, obviously. Oh yeah, Sonic can just run on water, can't he? Using his Luigi powers. Well, I definitely like the aesthetics of this level. Really sort of reminds me of Press Garden. Yeah, I feel as though I'm really gonna need to go sit down and watch a fair bit more of the anime before I start on Yellow Legacy later on. Oh, what's this now? Tails, stop fooling around. Stop fooling around and forgetting you nearly fell to your death here. We're dealing with a massive wall here. Don't spawn if you stand. Oh, gotcha. Tails, you can fly, remember? You'll be fine. Whereas me, well, I don't take fall damage at the very least. Oh yeah, this really is just, good old OVA/CD in the works. I can't with this guy. Alright. Already I'm getting reminded of, that one level from Sonic 4 Episode 2. The one which was also featured in IDW, where, Shadow Bridal carried Sonic. That's the one thing I remember about that particular level, along with the fact that you fight Metal Sonic at one point. Well, I admit though, I definitely am quite the, a fair bit of a fan of snow levels in the Sonic series, because, well, I suppose I'm mostly just thinking in levels like Ice Paradise and Press Garden again. It even features that same frozen mechanic from Press Garden as well. Yeah, now it's looking a lot more like Ice Paradise, which is good. That's a level I definitely like, at least in terms of aesthetics and music. And that's the thing, really. Just this whole series is just full of so many earworms like that, and I'll probably have to give this soundtrack a fair shakedown myself at a later point. Just want to check, actually. I wasn't sure if it was this game or another game where you could actually jump on walls as Sonic, but I'm guessing that's not the case. The frozen... Oh yeah, the Boo-Boo shield, which is a square now. How is the Boo-Boo a square? Don't know. Alright, where's this going? Where are you taking me, game? Over here, I guess. Alright. Well, I mean, I definitely do want to play a lot more of the classic games, in all honesty, like, especially some of the Game Gear games, because I feel as though I've never really given them much of a fair shakedown, mostly just because most of my experience with the Game Gear games has been the ports from Adventure DX, which I've heard aren't exactly the best either. It's one thing I've noticed a whole bunch about this series. Just it has a history of not very good ports. What are you doing to? Oh. Well, this is certainly a expansion on the Woodsman's boss from 3 and Knuckles. I'll just say that much. I will admit, I was gonna say, kind of feel nervous about this. Atmospheric vibing. I will admit it's mostly just because I have the volume down so you don't hear it through the microphone. Now we turn it up a little bit. Not sure if you can hear that. I will admit I feel as though I'd have a fair bit of a hard time humming to this compared to some of the other Sonic boss themes, like Egg Golem immediately comes to mind. Oh, there we go. Pretty audible. Okay, I'll turn it down. Well, there we go. That's another level down. Not sure how long this game is, actually. May actually have a fair bit of time to go back and do some special stages while I'm at it. We'll see, though. We'll see. Ah, Frozen Fountain. I guess just saying that Sonic fans have a hard time letting things go. Is that what you're trying to get at? I thought those were platforms. Stuff being picked up by the mic was... Oh, right. Yeah, I can certainly imagine. Because I will admit, may just not exactly be being the most tech-savvy, just trying to figure out how to get some headphones to work alongside my microphone. Probably just going to be something I'm going to have to experiment with a little bit more. Because I feel as though a lot of time I am sort of missing out on the fact... Also, what is this? Why is there just a pool of laser urine? It feels as though this, starting to get a fair bit more abstract on me. I kinda dig it. Slightly accurate when Shadow's dialogue major model talk. Yeah, I suppose. You got me there. Also, where am I going? All I'm seeing is more sort of, laser urine all over the place. Not sure if I should be disturbed or not. Seriously, I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Using OBS, you can try noise gates. I'll have to give it a look-see at some point. Along with the various other things I need to... Also, what is going on over here? What are these statues? What is this? What is going on here? We got like a mini Continue Tails, we got mini Continue Sonic. You got Lucamine just encasing Badniks in ice. What's going on here? And the atmosphere of the voice and the music play. Gotcha. Probably something else I'm gonna have to look into. Because I feel as though there's gonna be a time where I'm gonna have to really focus on getting more equipment than just standing here with a microphone. Yeah, it's starting to get real abstract in the background there. The buff flexing. Oh, it's another thing from Kirby, which I suppose it really wouldn't be a game in lieu of Sonic Before the sequel without all the Kirby references. Because I remember them adding, like, the beam power-up from Kirby in after the sequel as well, and it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Just... This feels so Newgroundy to me. Or at least that sort of thing, just the various crossover with characters and power-ups just really screams Newgrounds to me. Alright, where are you taking me this time, Robotnik? Oh, it's sort of like the Death Egg Heart. Except I can probably just use the Super Peel Out and just do this. Just like being back in Spagonia Act 1. Okay, that worked. At least in theory. The irony that Beam Sonic went on to be yeah, I suppose it is kind of ironic when you think about it that way. How much health does this guy even have? Oh. I feel as though a lot of this whole playthrough is just going to be thinking, oh, this reminds me of something, oh, this reminds me of something. This sort of reminds me of the final boss of Sonic Robo Blast, which I will admit I've been sort of reluctant to play through, because I know it's quite the popular sort of Sonic fan project, considering it's like one of the original ones, but I will admit I've never exactly been a big fan of classic Doom level design. It's the sort of thing that gives me a migraine. Stuff. Everything was the Robotnik was extracting the power. Gotcha. Okay. Just looked kind of weird to me. They just had sort of these vats of yellow laser liquid. Okay, we got another McMuffin. Let's hope the Robotnik doesn't snatch him by the end. Yeah, a lot of this does reminds me a lot of the OVA, just especially with how Sonic and Tails constantly sort of zoom off at the end of every act. More classic 3D Sonic level design controls pretty good and more character mods. Yeah. I think it's more so some of the various mods I've been through with it. Blech. Yeah, I've played a couple of mods of Robo Blast, and I feel it's more in line with that. Especially when it comes to gathering the Chaos Emeralds, so... We'll see, we'll see. May stream it again at some point. Alright, on to the next level, Tails. Finally making yourself useful for once. Kind of weird that you're not in actual levels. Oh, they're actually doing the clever thing of just sort of stowing aboard separate ships. And thus Tails' bones turn to powder. Well, it's definitely pretty in here. It's a shame that Tails is dead. You okay, buddy? I'll take that as a yes. Gusty Greenhouse, which looks a lot like Press Garden. Act 1. Let's see what some interesting stuff lies in store in this level. Aside from just getting buried alive in soil. See, when I was a kid, before actually playing Sonic 2, I thought this was what Chemical Plant looked like. I thought it was more actually plant-based, as opposed to just drowning in Mega Mac for all eternity. Is it Mega Mac or Mega Muck? One of the two. Okay, where are you taking me, game? It feels as though you want me to go up here, but there's nothing really... Oh, okay. So that's how it goes. Tails, say nothing if you're alive. There we go. That's how you do that. Rude. I will admit, I definitely am feeling a fair bit of a level design more so than possibly even Mania, because I feel with Mania, there's a fair few instances, I'm pretty sure I already mentioned this, it feels as though there's just a fair few instances where you could just hold down on the control pad and the level just plays itself, especially in a lot of the more high-speed sections. Here, though, there's less of that. Ah, so you just, go down here, I guess. I suppose that's a clever way of implementing old sort of design quirks. Stuff like this here, you can just hold down the down button and the level just plays itself like that. And it's definitely satisfying, but I don't know, kind of feel as though I'd like a little bit more engagement. Maybe it's just me. Finding stuff to complain about when there really isn't there. Mine's a Zero Gravity. Oh yeah, that one from Zero Gravity, I remember. Kind of. I do want to stream Zero Gravity at some point. Then again, I want to stream a lot of Sonic games. What is up with... Oh. What is up with you, my friend? I feel like a lot of this is just me trying to tank hits and failing. What are you up to? Oh. Well, that was certainly a boss. Anyways, on to the next level. Zero Grav's gonna move. I will admit I definitely do prefer the original, but it has been a while since I played Zero Gravity, so maybe my thoughts on it will change. I mostly just remember, oh yeah, you can play as the Pizza Hut guy in Blaze. That's the main thing I remember about it over Riders. That's in the gravity mechanic. Now this is looking a lot more like an Evening Star game, just suddenly purple. Feels as though I'm in a cartoon bumper or something, like Nickelodeon or something. With all these colors just all over the place. Oh yeah, that's just good old coconuts. He's just here having a good time. He's just trying to enjoy life, and here I am just crushing all his hopes and dreams. I think down here, I keep thinking these are projectiles when they're not. I think those Firefly enemies from Metallic Madness have sort of ruined me in that respect. Nothing over here. Where? Come on. Weird looking Mara mushroom ripoff, get out of here. Looks as though a lot of this stuff you can run on, but you probably can't. Art style for levels like this seem rather busy, I'm noticing. It all seems rather busy to me. New Star's name is so perfect for the kind of style of games. Yeah! Again, it's why I want them to have a crack at a 3D game, because I feel it's going to be more to my tastes. I will say though, when it comes to Evening Star doing a 3D game, part of me does kind of wish either in terms of voice work it's all Japanese or nothing. Maybe it's just me, being, sincerely, severely turned off by a lot of the English voice cast nowadays, with a lot of the controversies that's come out about them recently, but... I will admit that sort of thing does sort of get me down a little bit. It just, sort of feels that, that part of the Phantom has sort of just ruined that part of the series for me, which I used to enjoy. To varying degrees. Because the English voice acting is still pretty iconic in a lot of its cheesiness, and now it's just sort of tainted in a way. I mean, part of me just sort of feels determined to just try and enjoy this series as much as I can to sort of not let those sort of people win over me, because the moment that I give up and conclude that these people have just forever ruined the series for me, I feel that's just sort of, in a sense, letting them win in a sense, and I don't want that. Oh, who is this? Behind this weird Metal Sonic? I was wondering when I'd run into you, Metal. We're actually having a boss fight for once. That's kind of surprising. Come on, get down here so I can mess you up. I see you learned some new tricks while I've been away. Guarding the next McMuffin. I will admit, Metal definitely does look pretty cool here. Not gonna lie. Maybe it's just the color scheme really sort of reminding me of Metallic's Prime. At least I think that was his name from Fleetway, but yeah, generally this art style, this color scheme I really do like it. Oh, what is he doing? Metal? What have you done? This isn't Generations, this isn't Forces, what are you doing, man? You tried to bring us back to Nostalgia Overload, what are you doing? I don't want to play CD again. Come on, get over here, Metal. How much more can you take? I can keep going all day if I need to, I just need a ring. There you go. And it always ends the same way, doesn't it, Metal? Yeah, get out of here. I always feel as though I keep defaulting to that voice whenever he shows up. Didn't resort to the usual Metal Sonic. Yeah, that is nice. It's just, something different. Oh, look! Obligatory fire level. Continues. I mean, they did technically use Stardust Speedway for the backdrop there. But I get what you mean. It's like, actually, realizing that Metal Sonic is his own character that isn't just tied to one specific locale. He actually is just Robotnik's enforcer, as opposed to just being his greatest jobber who hangs around Stardust Speedway all day. Looks like they're onto my plans by the looks of it. These sprite animations are just adorable, aren't they? I meant to say the song. Oh yeah, definitely. There's also that. Oh, there he goes. Time for another adventure in another random location. Off to save the day again and look stylish while doing it. No idea how I was doing that vertically, but oh well. Oh, what is this? Yeah, this really just gives off the same energy as the CD intro, doesn't it? More like Metal Bozo. God damn it, Tails, where the hell are we? Carnival Crater? I suppose that's a original twist on a fire level. Feel grasping at straws here a little bit, though. It's like, oh yes, we've done carnivals in the ice, we've done carnivals in the jungle. Let's put one in a volcano for once. What can possibly go wrong? It's like, welcome to Action Park 2. Now with fire. Well, you know, Asteroid Coaster, that's also a thing. But it's an interesting question, though, whenever I get to streaming colors. Which do you reckon is the more dangerous amusement park? Robotnik's or, Action Park? Because at the very least, Action Park has been confirmed to have taken lives, unlike, any of Robotnik's places, even though they look like death traps, they're surprisingly less dangerous. Going just simply by the death toll. Well, at least I'm fairly certain a lot of you have heard about Action Park, right? It's not just me being an olden. Action Park was run by that city. Alright, what... Yeah, this definitely is bringing back... This really is reminding me of a lot of Game Gear games, honestly. Just this sort of, aesthetic and backdrop. Just... Oh, we even have Caterkillers here now. It really is a classic Sonic game. Again, the animations here are just so clean. Just so nice. This makes Sonic seem so... Oh. A boss on a slant. Okay. Guessing I'm just gonna have to resort to dying. I will admit I wasn't expecting that. Didn't Robotnik fill Robotnik land of the off-score? Yeah, he did, actually. So I guess the whole lava amusement park thing isn't entirely unique, but then again, I feel that was a lot more separate, where the whole amusement park thing was only the start of the level, and it just became more volcano-ish and industrial by the end. At least that's the logic I'm going by. There we go. Just in time to hit the checkpoint. Are you gonna move at all? I guess not. Oh, you do move. You moved! What I say? Did I tell you not to move? You moved! You moved! Okie doke, next level. I will admit as well, this is sort of my preferred aesthetic for Sonic as well, just, I know a lot of people don't really like the short spines, but I feel in this sort of framework it does kind of work. Just make him seem more sleek and aerodynamic as opposed to just the floppy bananas cropping out from behind his head. It's like he actually has spikes. Only thing I'd really change about this is just, again, getting rid of the mono eye, because, fairly certain I mentioned in the past, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the mono eye. I know that's kind of sacrilegious, but, I still just find it, increasingly off-putting nowadays. Maybe you can blame Dreams Collection for that, and that's just another case of, something being ruined for me about this series, but I can't stress enough, it just looks incredibly off-putting nowadays. Alright, I guess we are going this way. Past the miniature suns. Yeah, this really is starting to become more like the... For some reason I thought those balloons were skulls for some reason. I was thinking as well, probably gonna have to, play Sonic 3D Director's Cut at some point. At least I'm pretty sure that's the best version. Gen Robotnik is getting high looking off the electric cords, however, was... Design looking more like Quill in the song move was... Yeah! I do also quite like the more hedgehoggy look of Sonic in the movies, though... I will admit I'm not sure when I'm going to be seeing the movies again, because... I'll be honest, I'm not 100% certain as to whether or not I'm the biggest fan of them. It's like I enjoyed them for what they were, and just, I just feel as though I just made a whole bunch of excuses for the movies, in all honesty. Just, oh, it's good when just in their own context, completely separated from the games they're supposed to be adapting. In that sense, it's just, it's fine. Obviously, I enjoyed, Sonic 3 when it came out, just, as someone who really is a fan of Adventure 2, but I'll just, say I still prefer Adventure 2 in terms of the story. Sonic X, they go up and go down hard often when it's, focusing on the human characters. I mean, there are still some good human characters in both X and in, the movies, though. Like in X, you got, characters like Tanaka, Mr. Stewart. Probably a bad example. Just Helen, that's another good one, which, you know, the one character which everybody says should have been the main protagonist of X instead of Chris. You know, her, in the wheelchair. And then, in the movies, you got Tom, Maddie, Robotnik, obviously, Agent Stone. It's just, I feel as though, a lot of people are just, super quick to just write off any human characters in this series, and I just feel it's more unwarranted. I mean, sure, you may complain, like stuff in 06 about, the clashing of the art styles, but honestly, I feel a human character design like we got with Sage is perfectly fine for the series. So I just, not sure when I should and shouldn't be focusing on chat. You know how these games are. Sometimes you can just sneak a peek, and other times it's like, oh, you're dead. Okay, I think we've reached the boss. Man, you should have Sonic himself is written more like PG fluffy Deadpool. Yeah, exactly. And I kind of feel as though, well, at least I've heard... Ooh. It's getting exciting now. Yeah, I've heard it said that, a big issue with, movie Sonic is the fact that, they are trying to make him more of a, static character like he is in the games, but even though a character like movie Sonic really feels like the sort that it's like in the first movie he had a character arc and had growth, and yet in the second and third movies they got rid of that growth in order to make him more just sort of, wisecracking comedic character, when that's not really what it was, set up to be in movie 1. And honestly, I doubt they're gonna really change that with Sonic 4 at all. It's just like, oh, people seem to like it, so may as well just stick with what works, even though it really doesn't, when you really think about it. Alright, anything left for me? Oh. Phase 2, by the looks of it. We actually get another boss fight which involves us falling. I don't think I've seen something like this since Sonic 4 episode 1. And there was that one boss from Superstars as well, but I completely forgot about it. You gotta wonder though in bosses like this, how deep do these holes even go? It's like, at what point did we just come out on the other side of the planet? It's like this hole is so deep it literally just goes to China. One of the current games lives new anime style for the human. I mean, the human art design nowadays I definitely think is fine for the series, just wish there were well-written human characters to go along with it. I mean, Maria's definitely a good start, but then again, that wasn't exactly difficult. Ooh, this looks interesting. Entering the Bone Zone. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if you actually can jump on and clamber onto walls like that, because I haven't been able to for the longest time. Ooh. A very, very insightful look into Sonic's stopping distance right there. Tails, it's time for you to be my taxi. Up we go, buddy. You know, Sonic, I'm pretty sure that's even too high for me. Don't worry about it, Tails. We're almost out of this. Oh, heck. It's rising. Get to the top, quick. Faster, Tails. We're gonna die. I know, Sonic. I cannot give it much more. And it really is just so charming, isn't it? Yep, and for some reason the guys just immediately comes to direct halt there. Ooh, this looks nice. Welcome to Dinosaur World. Tails became David Tennant. Now that's just me doing a funny Scottish accent for Tails. It's been sort of a habit of mine. Because of course I really did a nice job with these cards. Yeah, I agree. This really adds to the fun factor. Raspberry River. Presumably, which you make ripples in, I don't know. Well, I definitely do like the aesthetic here, though. Oh yeah, there is raspberries. Where do you want me to go, game? Do you want me to go down? Is that it? Down into the depths? Doesn't seem that way. Wait! Oh. That's some pretty good height there. Kinda argue with the funniness. Yeah, people seem to like it at the very least. Wouldn't be surprised if at some point there was just a Scottish Tails supercut at some point. The sort of thing which I really want to sort of lean into more now. Also, at least assuming that I don't have the ability to latch onto walls like you can do in the cutscenes, which is a bit of a shame. Oh. Well, that's pretty neat. Just like the launching flowers from the Thai games. You just get eaten by some blueberries, or I'm guessing blackberries, and then you just launch yourself up with a helicopter. It's nice. Here we go. Here we go. I wonder where this will take me. Up into... Yeah, it really feels as though they're really going for the dinosaur aesthetic here. I know, for some reason whenever I think dinosaurs, I just keep thinking back to that one scene from Who Killed Captain Alex. It's just another one of those things that's just been living rent-free in my head for a long time. Okay, is it down here, I wonder? Oh, there is a path forward. Yep. More blackberries that's... In Raspberry River. Blue blackberries eat you. I'm not even gonna question this, in all honesty. It's just a neat little thing, just funny little propeller glider that you get from being eaten by a blackberry. It's fine. Everything's perfectly normal here. Most. I mean, you say that. You say that. Nice verdant prehistoric. Yeah. Funny Scottish bunny. The funny thing is I'm pretty certain most Scotsmen would probably take offense to that. Also, where am I going? Where do you want me to go, game? Under here, I'm guessing? Here we are. Well, most of this is just me exploring and getting lost in it, which I suppose is kind of the charm, really. Seems like there's a boss over here. Guess not. Whoa, that zipline just took me at light speed. What the fluff? You just start patching silly grenade bandolier. Well, you never know. Though, seriously, those zip lines go at light speed. I don't think that's ultimately up to me, unfortunately. Mostly just comes down to, Vel and his constantly busy schedule. So, we'll see what happens. Stort Shako for too refined. Oh no, it's the classic Wrecking Ball, remember? Remember Green Hill? I wish I could forget. Also, that is kind of adorable, just a dinky little bug there just zooming around. Ow. Feels as though I'm not getting much room for openings against this guy. Ow. There we go, bonked once. Damn it. Recently had a come from they'll finish the growth. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely is has quite the talent to him. As much as he tends to disagree from my experience. Alright, let's see what your whole deal is. Let's see how much damage I can just tank through, because that's how you beat a lot of these boss. Ooh. Ooh. That's it. I'm ready when you are, buddy. Best strat is Finland is to gain momentum on the hills and then go for a big jump. Alright, I'll take your word on it. Assuming I can actually get some rings. Okay. Nice thing about this, though, no lives. Just goes until you decide to stop, basically. Which is nice. Okay, that seems to be a wee bit more effective. A wee bit more effective. Yeah, that seems to work. Sort of. There you go, and you even get a nice little multi-bounce off of him, it's good. Assuming I can still get some rings. Ow. Come on, I think we're almost home. There we go. And he just throws the wrecking ball out as a sort of despite us. Hip hip hooray! Although now you mentioned demo, what do you reckon would be a good cosmetic set if I were to be a demo? I mean, obviously the maxes is probably a no-brainer, but I don't know, it feels as though there aren't really that many things that combo well the maxes. Except maybe the Conjurer's Cowl. I don't know, what do you all reckon? As I'm here just waiting for this platform to just take me up like a taxi. Still haven't come across any more giant rings, so probably just gonna have to go back and get them all in earlier levels if I can. Assume that's how it works, just like in Free Knuckles. Oh, and they even have rainbows here all the way. And oh look, it's the loops from the concept art in Sonic 1, also featured in Golden Sanctuary Zone. Remember? Remember the concept art from Sonic 1? I wish I could forget. Gotta have the Island of Sheep on your back. Which one is that, by the way? Which cosmetic? Because I'm fairly certain there's a few which do that. And then again, from what I've heard, the Islander isn't actually all that good. At least compared to stuff like, the half Zatoichi and, I think it was the Claymore, the one which you just pair with the Tide Turner for infinite charges. Okay, definitely gonna have to get used to the lightning shield here. Instead of a double jump, you just dash to the ground. Sort of like with the flame shield, but I don't think I've actually encountered the flame shield. Islander was the broadsword. I'm mostly just thinking in terms of actual. You just find a bunch, you can select levels to go right to previous levels and get all. Okay, good. Okay, good. So I'll probably just do that. Just enjoy the. Oh, speaking of giant rings, we just so happen to find one. Will I be able to get that damn 4th Chaos Emerald, however? Let's find out. I think this is where they start to get a little bit more tricky, though. Mostly just with the advent of bottomless pits. Have fun, try not to fall. Also, Sonic Adventure 1 pose. I caught that. There it is, just the Adventure 1 pose. Because that's the one thing he's really known for, isn't he? Okay, I'm not sure what these whole things are for, so I think they're just sort of speed gates. Again, I sort of feel I have to concentrate for these. Just be careful not to fall. As I rapidly run out of rings. I also quite like the backgrounds here. It just has the sort of same psychedelic energy as the ones from CD. We had stuff like the moon, just casually in the background. I think generally speaking I like a lot of the aesthetics from CD. Also, I feel as though this one is where I'm gonna be a little bit hard up with regards to actually succeeding. Because I'm running a little low on rings here. Will this be it? Will this be the end of Stent's run? Very well could be. Somehow came with that clutch save regardless, so don't count me out just yet, I think. Nah, I think I am screwed up too much. Doesn't help that that thing automatically just... Dagnammit. Always have a giant Eggman hit in the background, because why not? Don't give me that, Sonic. I was trying, alright? Looks like we're just gonna have to spend another few hours just trying and failing the special stages again. Yes, my favorite part of Rush, as you probably already know. Yeah, part of me is just kind of glad that the special stages eventually got phased out of the series. Because they were mostly just for graphical showcase from what I recall. Just in the Genesis games, and more just sort of a holdover. Oh, so you can drop, okay. I know it's sort of just a tradition at this point, but it doesn't mean I gotta like it. So many, it's difficult to settle on just one. Yeah, I can certainly imagine. Alright, boss time. Wait, was that Dash? Was that Jabs? Was that the bunny? Was that... Not Jabs, Feels. I just keep mistaking him for Dash. Because reasons. Also... Oh, hey, Robotnik. Wow, we actually get an entire boss fight dedicated to this propeller mechanic. How about that? Robotnik, why are you wearing my shoes? You stole my entire flow beat for beat. So why are you just laying... Oh. I was about to say, why are you just constantly laying eggs underneath you, but like that? What are you doing? He really just stole Sonic's shoes, didn't he? Ow. That didn't feel good. Fall back to Sonic's early... I mean, I know about the loops at the very least. I know about the loops which are just used everywhere in Sonic media nowadays, from Movie 1's map to Golden... What was it? Golden Capital? Golden Sanctuary in Superstars? The one with the really bad Fang boss fight. There we go. See you later, Robotnik. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What was that design supposed to be? Stealing my shoes like that. Leaf helicopter is very... Yeah, it is. So many difficult to sell on just one. Yeah. It also doesn't help that you only get free cosmetic slots. Or in my case, 2. Oh, there's Wing Fortress. Again. E.G. Yeah, there's just the last McMuffin just standing in a tumble dryer. Alright, I guess it's time for us to wrap things up, Tails. You know, Sonic, maybe it would be best if you just headed alone and I just stayed here with the rest of the shards. Nah, I'll be fine. I don't know, Sonic. Ah, Thunder Turbine! I wonder if this is gonna be like another Egg Rocket situation. Oh, speaking of which. Yeah, this, and they even have like the little monkey bars as well. This really is just Egg Rockets, except without the countdown mechanic. And hopefully less chances for me to just fall to my death. Coconuts, what are you doing up there with Zeus's lightning bolts? Mickey! Oh, and funky little anti-grav mechanics as well. Ooh, this'll be interesting. I don't think you're supposed to go that way. Okay, that's the only way I can go, so, work with me here, game. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to do this the hard way. Come on, work with me, game. West Side Island was Scotland all along. Maybe. It is certainly possible. Oh. Game. Game. What are we doing, game? You know, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. I don't need this. Okay, maybe I do need this. There we go. Finally starting to proceed, I think. Could be wrong. We'll admit a lot of the design elements of this particular game, I'm just finding just a lot of fun to mess around with. I just haven't come across that many level gimmicks as of yet, which I just don't really like. It's not like something like Sandopolis, where I'm just really annoyed at all the crushing hazards and the ghosts. It's just like I'm wondering, ooh, where am I going next? This way, I'm guessing. Oh, and they have laid... Really just playing around with the gravity here again. But in a fun way. Yeah, despite some of my misgivings, I don't think a lot of the enemies here are quite as cheap as, say, the slices in Metropolis, which... Oh boy, it's gonna be real... heck of an ordeal if I ever decide to stream Sonic 2. And maybe the one game where I just don't bother getting the Chaos Summons, because I think the ending for, the quote-unquote bad ending for Sonic 2 is actually kind of better. I don't think that's necessarily a spicy opinion, it's just, I generally feel thematically it's, just lands a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure if this actually is the final level. It really does sort of remind me of that, though, with stuff like Wing Fortress. The big breathing... Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that. That one wasn't exactly the best, but... definitely better than something like Splicer, for sure. Or Shellcracker. Hate that guy. Okay, here we are, boss room. This really is reminding me of the Game Gear game. Alright, what's your deal, buddy? Okay, so he attacks and then you spin him and then you can damage him, I guess? Oh. Okay, so he bumps into the wires and the... He bumps into those and then you can hit him. Gotcha. Oh no, he's spinning. Notice a lot of bosses tend to like to do that. Tell saving Sonic is so much better than just slowly flying. Yeah, exactly. Just more thematically, works more thematically in that sense. I also really do like that they just kept the old Wing Fortress logo here. Just that nice little bit of internal consistency I like. It's like the original Eggman sigil before he just made it his face. Okay, so I think it's more so the ones which are all fritzy he has to fly into and then you can damage him. Okay. Come on, fall down or... That went by a lot smoother. Hedgehog is so cool looking. Almost preferred to the... Yeah, it feels a lot more, I suppose, imperious. Like, it makes, Robotnik seem a fair bit more authoritative than just plastering his face over everything and just being like, "Hey, it's me! Worship me and my ego!" It's more just, feels more like an oppressive force, if anything. Whoa, that's some speed. Yeah, I think we are starting to get up to the end game here. I think. Oh look, and they even have the alarms from Launch Base. Yeah, we'll admit one, I think I already mentioned this before, one slight downside to this game I've noticed is that, the art style is very busy. Sometimes you can sort of, get lost in everything, I've noticed. I mean, it definitely looks great, it's just, lots of detail just flashing by all at once. I don't know, feel as though with the early games it wasn't as much of an issue. Get out of here, Zeus Monkey. Right, I can see that being a bit of an issue. Yeah, a lot of these traps really do remind me of sort of stuff you'd see on like Death Egg Zone. In fact, I'm really starting to be reminded a whole lot of that. I really do like it because I will admit, it may just be me, but Sonic 3 really just seems like I'm not sure I want to say Peak Sonic, but it does sort of feel like that to me, in all honesty. Along with Adventure 2. Come on. Work with me, game. Yeah, what is going on in the background of that? Doesn't that seem distracting to some of you out there? At least it does to me. I mean, obviously that's his galactic engine made to power his final order or something. Yeah, this really is just, the rise of Ray all over again, isn't it? Also, I'm back here again. Or am I? Yeah, I am. Come on, alley-oop. Good centerpiece. Is this the final? Yeah, I agree. Just, count up with the flashing is a wee bit distracting, if I'm perfectly honest. Maybe that's the point. Sort of throw you off. Ah. That definitely seems safe. Look at that, we're out in space now. In, well, the sky more likely, with just thunderstorms over the place. Yeah, this really is, just seems like a final level to me. With the cartoonish lightning in the background. So I guess the main thing is just blowing up all these tubes. I can get behind that. Actually, that is some pretty nice guitar in the background there, I must say. I always am a sucker for some guitar in a lot of these games. But I understand that was also the case in before/after the sequel as well. Just, I know that Sonic tends to have a fairly a lot of variety in his arts, in his music styles, but me personally, guitar just really seems like the sort of primary instruments I just associate with him. Or just the series as a whole, rather. Just guitars and then all this other stuff which you can put alongside it. Alright, up we go. That way, I think. So I think we have to go... Oh, this way. This way, I think. Again, I'm just guessing. Right. Oh, gotta break another one of these tubes. Blue Twins hint. Yeah. I mean, I definitely do admit it looks, it really does look cool. It's just... Again, it can be distracting a little bit. Alright, I'm guessing we're gonna have to deal with another one of these and then the boss. Or maybe... the boss right up before/after the third one. Who knows? Maybe there won't be a third tube at all we need to break. As you can tell, I am kind of enjoying this. Ow. This is some of the high-speed antics that I sort of live for in this series. And... oh, there was a third one. Sort of feel as though... we're not gonna really be getting my... oh, it's all red now. Ooh. It's all red now and dangerous. Oh, here we are, final boss time. There it is, the last McMuffin. Ah! He fell right for it. None of the finale, well... Not gonna say much. I mean, I certainly imagine. Well, there's the McMuffin. You fell for my trap, Sonic! Now observe as I suplex you all throughout the game. Oh, it's like, sort of like an evolved version of the first boss fight. Oh. Well, sorry, just concentrate a little bit here. Oh. Come on. Okay, I think I got you again. Oh, so you can also... Oh. You just gotta hit him on his bonds. No, my ring! I think under normal circumstances this would probably be the final boss fight, if you don't have the emeralds. So, I don't know, I think I'll leave it to you guys. Probably put out a poll once we're done here. Ow. Oh, you cheap shot. He's just not fooling around this time, isn't he? This must not be good for a guy his age. That's me can smash around the thing when it jumps. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Well, falling again. Only have 3 emeralds, so yeah, I think that was the final boss. Sonic, we screwed up! We don't have any of them. Oh, wait, I can fly. Alright, Sonic, I'm going to save you again. Well, you know, I could just, speed run, making it to the ground fast enough to catch Sonic. Watch as Tails defies physics. As he catches Sonic with the tornado again, even though they were falling at the exact same time. Not sure how physics work, but, well, we're alive. Seriously, Tails, how did you manage that? We were falling at the same speed as I was. You best not think about it too hard, Sonic. Honestly, I didn't know most of the signs myself. Well, guess this is a nice little sort of splash screen, so probably gonna put out a poll real quick. I'm just gonna put out a quick poll. Thank you for playing. Ah, I had fun too. You better get all the emeralds next time, you moke. I guess we're just sort of stuck here for the time being. Oh! Well, there's the credits. And that was Sonic and the Fallen Star. Feel a bit of the bosses were a bit janky and the art style was quite busy, as you probably heard me say, but honestly, character art style at the very least, I really do love how this game looks. And it just, in terms of the actual physics and whatnot, it just plays perfectly. You have the energy to put up with all the grind. Oh, credits the little cards and phones. But yeah, it's like postcards. It's cute. So yeah, just hopefully that poll went out. Let me just have a look real quick. Yeah, everybody's. As much as I don't like getting some of these emeralds, it's hot. Oh. Well, if everybody seems on board with it, then I suppose I shall just have to indulge. Special thanks. Yeah, a lot of this does look nice. Definitely not perfect, but it's also very charming. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Okay, level select unlocked. Hooray! Anything else? If I may make it... Sure, go ahead. Because this would normally be where I just call things for the night, but I'm open to suggestions, if you really want me to keep going. Push it to another stream and check out the Sonic and the Moon Facility release. You know what? That's not half a bad idea. So, I'm guessing since the final boss is unfinished, there's no point in getting the Chaos Emeralds in Moon Facility, is there? Because in that case, then... yeah, I might actually be able to do that. It seems like so... I guess, going by that suggestion... at least it saves me suffering through this on stream, going for all the special stages, because a lot of them do seem like they're going to be quite tough, so no point in getting the emeralds in... okay, so in that case, tune in next time for Sonic and the Moon Facility and the real final boss of this game. But until then, thank you for tuning in. So, time certainly flew, didn't it? So, regardless, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.